Have you ever pondered why the iconic Nissan R34 GTR, a car that has become a symbol of automotive culture, might be on the verge of a market crash? Today, we're embarking on a journey into the intriguing world of automobile investment, where we'll cast a spotlight on this legendary machine. Known for its impressive performance and its star turns in popular culture, the Nissan R34 GTR has seen its value skyrocket in recent years. But remember, in any market, what ascends must eventually descend. This principle is particularly true when the rise has been as meteoric as it has been for the R34 GTR. So buckle up as we navigate the twists and turns of this fascinating topic, exploring why this beast of a car, a dream for many, might soon see a dramatic drop in market value. Join us as we delve into the reasons why the R34 GTR market could be heading for a downfall. Firstly, let's examine the current state of the R34 GTR market, where prices have soared to unprecedented levels. In the early 2000s, these vehicles were within reach for many car enthusiasts. Fast forward to today, and we're seeing these same cars fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's quite a leap, isn't it? And what's driving this inflation? It's a cocktail of nostalgia, limited availability, and speculative investment. People are buying these cars not because they're necessarily worth that much, but because they hope they'll be worth even more in the future. It's a classic case of a market bubble. We've seen it before with classic cars, luxury real estate, even the dot-com bubble. Prices increase rapidly, driven by speculation rather than any fundamental increase in value. And what happens next? Well, generally the bubble bursts. As one expert puts it, we've seen it with classic cars, luxury real estate, and even the dot-com bubble. When prices outpace real value, corrections are inevitable. Now, it's important to remember that not all bubbles burst. Sometimes prices stabilize or even continue to rise. But when we look at the R34 GTR market, we see a number of red flags. The price increase has been rapid and driven by speculation. The cars themselves, while certainly impressive, are not fundamentally worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And of course, there's the issue of supply and demand. While demand for the R34 GTR is currently high, supply is limited, and as prices continue to rise, fewer and fewer people will be able to afford these cars. This could lead to a situation where sellers are unable to find buyers at the inflated prices, leading to a sharp drop in value. As history has shown us, such rapid price increases often precede market crashes. And while it's impossible to predict exactly when or if the R34 GTR market will crash, the signs are certainly there. But as always, only time will tell. Now, let's consider the potential buyers for these high-priced R34 GTRs. As the price tag on these legendary machines continues to climb into the stratosphere, the pool of potential buyers correspondingly shrinks. Sure, the R34 GTR is a desirable piece of automotive history. But as its cost begins to rival that of a small house, the number of enthusiasts with both the means and the desire to own one starts to dwindle. Wealthy collectors and die-hard car enthusiasts may currently be sustaining the market, but it's important to remember that this demographic is finite. As prices soar, the R34 GTR moves from the realm of the attainable dream car into that of the ultra-exclusive collector's item. The question then becomes, are there enough collectors out there to keep this market buoyant? Even within this exclusive group, we have to consider the sustainability of these investments. After all, a car is not just a piece of art to be admired, it's a complex machine with ongoing costs. As we'll explore later, the R34 GTR, while a marvel of engineering, is also a 25-year-old car with associated upkeep and maintenance costs that only continue to rise. So what happens when the wealthy collector base reaches saturation, or when even the most ardent enthusiasts start balking at the escalating prices? Well, the sellers of these high-priced R34 GTRs may find themselves in a predicament. They may struggle to find buyers willing to pay such exorbitant prices, leading to a market slowdown. Think of it as a game of musical chairs. As long as the music keeps playing and there are enough chairs for everyone, the game continues. But when the music stops or the chairs run out, that's when things get interesting. In the case of the R34 GTR market, it seems like both the music and the chairs are starting to dwindle. As fewer people can afford these cars, sellers may find themselves in a predicament. Another factor that could contribute to a market crash is the high cost of maintaining and upkeeping the R34 GTR. Just like any classic car, the R34 GTR requires regular maintenance and occasional repairs to keep it running smoothly. But unlike your everyday family car, maintaining a performance vehicle like this one is not an easy or cheap task. The R34 GTR is now over 2 decades old, and with age comes the need for more specialized care. These cars were built with specific parts that are becoming increasingly difficult to find and expensive to buy. This is not your off-the-shelf car parts situation. Many of the components used in the R34 GTR are exclusive to the model, making them rare and pricey. Then there's the labor. Working on a car like the R34 GTR requires a certain level of expertise. Your average mechanic might not have the necessary knowledge or experience to properly service these cars. This means you would need to seek out a specialist, and their services don't come cheap. To add to this, the more time passes, the more these costs are likely to rise. As the car gets older, more parts wear out and need replacing, and as these parts become more scarce, their prices will likely increase. This creates a snowball effect of escalating costs that could deter potential buyers. Beyond the financial aspect, there's also the time and effort involved. Owning a classic car is a labor of love. It requires dedication and a willingness to put in the work to keep the car in peak condition. For some, this is part of the appeal, but for others, particularly those who see the car as an investment rather than a passion project, this could be a major turn-off. As maintenance costs rise, the appeal of owning this classic could diminish. Potential buyers might be put off by the high upkeep costs and opt for a more practical, low-maintenance investment. This decrease in demand could play a significant role in driving down the market value of the R34 GTR. Lastly, we must consider the impact of changing trends and preferences in the automotive world. As with any industry, consumer tastes evolve over time. The R34 GTR, while a classic, is emblematic of a particular era in car design and performance. Younger generations of enthusiasts may not share the same reverence for this model as their predecessors. As they take the wheel, so to speak, the focus could shift towards different models, cutting-edge technologies, or even the burgeoning field of electric vehicles. This shift could leave the R34 GTR and other cars of its ilk in the rearview mirror. Furthermore, as environmental consciousness grows, the appeal of older, gas-guzzling vehicles like the R34 GTR could diminish significantly. All of these factors could lead to a substantial shift in the market, impacting the value of these once coveted cars. In a world that is increasingly prioritizing sustainability, the R34 GTR could be left behind. To conclude, the R34 GTR's market is not immune to the forces that shape any market. This legendary car, a symbol of an era, a testament to engineering prowess, has seen its value soar to dizzying heights. Yet, as we've seen today, there are several factors that could precipitate a downward spiral. Firstly, the inflated prices of the R34 GTR, driven by nostalgia, limited availability, and speculative investments, have pushed the car into a realm beyond its intrinsic value. As history has repeatedly shown us, when prices outpace real value, a correction is inevitable. Secondly, the buyer pool for these high-priced cars is becoming increasingly limited. As the asking price continues to escalate, the number of potential buyers correspondingly shrinks. A market sustained by a select few wealthy collectors and enthusiasts is inherently unstable and susceptible to significant fluctuations. Thirdly, the cost of maintaining and preserving the R34 GTR is a growing concern. As these vehicles age, the availability of specialized parts and skilled labor becomes scarcer and costs rise. This escalating expense can deter casual enthusiasts and investors, further shrinking the buyer pool and increasing the likelihood of a market slowdown. Lastly, we must consider the impact of changing trends and consumer preferences. The automotive world is always evolving, and the R34 GTR, while currently enjoying a period of popularity, may not always be in vogue. As younger generations become more environmentally conscious and technologically inclined, the demand for older gas-guzzling vehicles like the R34 GTR could wane. These factors, when combined, paint a picture of a market on the brink of a correction. While the exact timing is uncertain, the signs point towards an inevitable correction in the R34 GTR market. This is not a prophecy of doom, but a reminder of the cyclical nature of markets. For those of you who hold the R34 GTR dear, enjoy the ride, for it is indeed a legendary one. Until next time, keep your engines revving and your spirits high.